No, I don't see one.
Okay. I'm at 379 Amazon Avenue, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We are looking for, any root intrusion, any mechanical issues, or I should say structural issues that may be of concern to the buyer. We're going through the cast iron stack in the rear center of the basement. As you can see, the cap just snapped clean off. It was cracked, and just putting a little bit of pressure on it just covered it up. So we're going to have to replace that. Not that anybody cares, but we're going to go in through this stack, cast iron. I expect it to be cast iron under the floor, and then switch to clay once it exits the house. So we'll make note of anything as we go along. So it goes straight out. There is, just want to mention, there is a clean out that has been concreted over in the garage. So it should go right out the driveway. So far, this cast iron looks like it's in really good shape. It's nice and open. We are lying into the line that's going out. Just a little bit of water there, nothing major. This camera's only about a ½ an inch off the bottom of the pipe, so it's not. Doesn't take much to get a little bit of water on the lens. We've come across now right here. This may be what's supposed to come in through that floor drain in the center of the garage. It's kind of hard to tell. We can't really run water through that. We're trying to think of a way we can do that, but we'd have to find a hose, and I don't think there's any way to do that right now. But it's either that, or if we don't see the opening for the clean out, then that would be maybe the clean out comes in right behind it. Because I do not see an opening. So what that may have been is that may be where a clean out comes in. And because it looks like we are exiting the house now and we're going into clay. So we should be past the foundation at this point. And this is normal for the age of the house. This is normal pipe material. Clay is pretty sturdy. It is brittle, but it's pretty sturdy. The main issue you have with these is usually root intrusion. There's a little hair on one, nothing major, a little tiny bit, and that's only because there's so many options. If you look, there's a joint about every 3 feet or so. It's not much. So tend to get a little tiny bit of root intrusion, and so in those cases you just need to do some regular maintenance. Maybe have it checked every few years, just to. But this doesn't look like there's any real concern here. What's the little bit that is getting in? It would take years and years for that to build up. Looks like a little bit of mineral buildup or something there that I'm popping around. Sometimes you have remnants of that where when they pack the joints on these, you have a little bit come through into the pipe. And here's one here. Here it looks like we are turning and dropping. We do have some buildup here. Looks like that might be grease or something. I just popped it loose, whatever it was. I just moved it a little bit. About 69 feet. We're going to see if we can take a better look at that as we come back, because it was at a turn, and it looks like there is, they come out to the long side, the when you come around that bend, that would have been like basically a low pressure side, so that the water would go towards the outside and kind of run past that inside corner, and that may be why that stuff was sitting there. But it's really hard to tell. Hopefully we can get a better look at that when we pull back. Turn hard left, which means we're probably getting ready to drop into the main, because it made a hard left. Huh. Okay, just a reflection off the bottom of the pipe there off the water. Okay, and then we out to the main all the way. And it looks like the main is actually PVC. So the main has been replaced at some point, at least this section. We're out 104 feet, and everything looked great structurally. I didn't see any issues. We did have that spot, had about 70 feet, that not really sure what that debris was. It looked like whatever it was, my camera tapped it and it moved out of the way. But we're hoping to be able to see a little bit more of that as we come back. I think what I'm going to do is when we get back up here to this spot, okay, just want to make sure that that's just the bell being twisted a little bit. We may be able to run some water in the stationary tub, see if any of that stuff will move out of the way here. Should be coming up to it real soon on a turn. There we are, moving towards the outside. There we go. Okay, so really what that looks like, we have a little bit of a build-up here. It may be, okay, there, we can see that a lot better now. So what I'm going to do is, it just looks like some toilet paper and stuff. Maybe there's a little bit of roots getting through, and that's what's catching this stuff. But it looks like that may be a wet wipe tied up in there. Which I'll take the time to say, do not ever use those wet wipes, especially if you have any kind of cast iron, because it doesn't break down. You know, toilet paper is designed to break down, so it will, you know, if you're running underneath water and run a wet wipe, you'll see the difference. One will disintegrate and be in the toilet paper, and the other one, the wet wipes, will not. They can cause issues like this, where they will hang up on something minor and cause a major backup behind it. So, but I'm going to pause the video for a second. We're going to run some water and see if we can get this to loosen up and get a better idea what this is.
Was you recording?
Okay, I wanted to start recording again because you can see this is starting to move. And so that may have been like a low flow area, and that's why it kind of caught that toilet paper. I don't know if I also don't know if the house is being lived in at the moment, if it's been sitting empty, but I have a feeling I touch that and it'll go on down the pipe. Yeah. So that's all that is I actually drug it back upstream. It was sitting in that little low pressure area basically on the inside of that turn, and I drug it back with my camera a little bit, and so that should go on down the pipe. It was just in that little low pressure area on the inside of a turn where the water comes around the outside, and so it pushed it to the inside. Yeah, once you take a shower or something like that, that should get some pretty, heavy water flow down the line, and it should easily push that out. Because it's getting ready to head down, have a much higher pitch on that pipe. So, not a concern. Structurally, everything looks good, and I don't see anything. It's just that turn right there where it drops and then turns right. All the water wants to go towards the outside of the turn, and so it just kind of leaves that low pressure area on the inside. So, yeah. We'll continue. We're going to leave the water running as we pull back, so we can see any kind of low spots or anything. You can see on the bottom left-hand corner that right now we're at a pretty heavy pitch. That's why that water is rushing by. We're 11, 12 degrees, so it's going downhill pretty well. Once we flatten out a little bit, you can see that water's running at a pretty good clip. There we go. Now we're going to flatten out, and it won't have as much turbulence in it. Yeah, you can see even in the cast iron with all this water running, we don't have any high spots. It's not even getting over the camera lens. Base the stack. Now we're vertical, and we're coming out with clean out now. Okay. So, the line looked great structurally, everything looked good. Just had that one spot where, we had a little bit of like a wet wipe that was on the inside of that turn. Not an issue. Once we run a load of laundry or take a shower, that'll go on down the pipe. That's why there was no other remnants of anything else in the pipe. It's got really good pitch to it. Everything's making it all the way to the main pretty freely, it seems. Just another note to not use wet wipes in the sanitary because obviously they don't break down. So if that was toilet paper, it wouldn't have even been there. So But other than that, again, everything looked great. So that'll end the inspection at 379 Amazon Avenue.